All right, here's the deal. We need to set the record straight in this video. I will apologize in advance for probably the crappy sound because I'm not using a mic at all. I'm just driving. I figured this would be a good time to do this. So, need to set the record straight on this. I take testosterone. I've taken steroids in the past. I love it, and I don't regret any of it. And it supports my goals. Decisions I've made in the past supported my goals then. My goals then are not my goals now. And I'm completely transparent, open book about it. And you know, my goal with sharing that is to, honestly, like, first part is to help you have, I think, reasonable expectations around steroid use, testosterone, TRT, and just hormone use in general, and how it should affect your physique, and how it may affect your physique or may not. And I think there's a lot of, I don't know, mismanagement around information when it comes to that stuff, which then affects people's expectations. And that all comes from, I think, people just not being upfront about this. So, you know, that's why I'm upfront about it. I also just like documenting that stuff. So I guess I selfishly enjoy it. I'm hoping it helps people as well, you know, and that's kind of overall why I do this. So just documenting it so it can help. Now, what I want to set the record straight here, because if you see my before and after, you know, my after, I'm around 10% body fat, maybe closer to 12. I didn't measure it, but leanest I've ever been by far. Now, a lot of people see that and they go, oh, you said you were on testosterone. Great. None of this matters to me at all anymore. And I think that's a victim mindset. I think that's a loser mindset. I think it's completely false. That's not true. Let's actually break down what is reality here. What is actually the truth? So taking steroids at any dose will improve and elevate your physique, enhance your physique 100%. They work great. Now, at a low dose, medium dose, high dose, that kind of changes things. Genetics plays a role in that as well, but it will help. They help very, very well. Now, you take testosterone, which is a steroid hormone, but we will kind of separate the two just for the sake of the argument, because I haven't taken steroids in several years now. I've just been taking testosterone on its own. At like a bro TRT level, so taking me just outside the normal range, and that is enough to give me an edge. That helps me 1,000%. But how does it help me? This is what I want to talk about. It helps me with muscle growth. It helps me with my look, my muscle fullness. Well, that's primarily how it helps. Okay, does it help with fat loss? Here's where it gets interesting. Yes, to some non-zero amount, but it is negligible. That is just the truth of the matter, okay? And you could say in a long-term sense, if we're gonna go down the rabbit hole, in a long-term sense, okay, if testosterone helps me build muscle, then muscle helps with metabolic rate helps with getting lean and burning fat. Okay, so testosterone helps, sure. In an acute sense, in a 12-week fat loss, or the entire scheme of my transformation, 40 pounds down, from, you know, fat 215 down to 172. Either way, the testosterone in a situation like that is not helping to any meaningful amount. That is just reality. That is just the truth. You can convince yourself otherwise. I mean, you're just not going to look good. You're just going to continue being a victim if that is the narrative that you choose to tell yourself, and I can't control that. That's okay. But I mean, reality doesn't change based on your feelings, so it is what it is. But that's the thing. Getting lean, okay, and being lean, when it comes to just testosterone, I'm not talking about other drugs, DNP, clenbuterol, growth hormone. I don't use any of those. Those are a whole other conversation. Using testosterone, particularly at 175 milligrams per week, is not going to help me in the short term at all. Again, saying at all, that's probably not even true either, but to any meaningful effect. Because I want to be as honest as possible here with my words and be very careful. It's not going to help when it comes to getting lean. If you see my end goal photo, my after photo, 10 to 12% body fat, and you think, I can't get there because I'm not on TRT, that's just a straight up lie. You can 100% get there. I don't know your genetics. That plays a huge role. I don't know your starting point. That plays a huge role. Can you get as lean as me? Can you get to 10 to 12% body fat? TRT or not? Steroids or not? Yes, 1,000%. Can you do it quicker than me? Maybe, maybe not. Will it take you longer? Maybe, maybe not. Look at all of natural bodybuilding or many other just like fit natural people. They get just as lean as me or leaner. So TRT is not going to help that. Testosterone is not going to help that. Now, Where does testosterone help? Again, it comes back to the muscle growth. So if you look at my delts, look at my traps, look at my muscle fullness, the muscle bellies, the photo that I've shared in the past of me like 6-ish weeks after the diet ended, I'm full of glycogen. That's nutrition, but 1000%, can't lie about that. Testosterone helps with that look for sure, right? So that's where it's going to help. Testosterone, you know, helps from a muscle growth, lean tissue perspective and glycogen appearance perspective, like a bubbly kind of muscle look, right? Fullness. That does help. That is hard to get that look when you're natural, 1000%. But when it comes to body fat percentage, it literally doesn't matter because body fat percentage comes down to a calorie deficit. And sorry to tell you, but like calorie deficits work whether you're natty or not from a testosterone perspective. Can we improve how the calorie deficit is going to affect our physique if we use fat burning drugs like growth hormone, clenbuterol, DNP, thyroid, things like that? Yes. I don't use any of those. So completely moot. So it doesn't matter. So the whole point of this video is basically to say, you can get as lean as me no matter what you're taking or not taking. Can you look like me from a muscle, like total physique perspective? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, because I had help because of testosterone and steroids in the past. That is just the truth, as simply put as it is, okay? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your questions. But I just wanted to clear that up because so much misinformation around like what's possible and what's not, simply just because, oh, I'm on TRT. You know, now all of a sudden anybody who's natural is like, I can't take any of this advice. And it's like, bro, you totally can't. Like I've used this with hundreds of other people that are natty and they look great, if not better than me. So it's like, you can totally take my advice because it applies to you the exact same, whether you're taking creatine, testosterone, whey protein powder, magnesium, whether you're an athlete, whether you're not, like it doesn't matter. There's still physics involved. The law of thermodynamics is we're still human. So we're subject to the laws of physics in that sense and the laws of this natural universe. So, you know, you can apply it and change your physique. Take some of my advice, take all of it, whatever, apply it to your physique and your fitness and win, or you can completely disregard 100% of it simply just because I'm on 175 milligrams. Totally up to you what narrative you want to tell yourself. But I know which narrative will help you win and I know which narrative won't. So yeah, and I'm always happy to help people with a growth mindset, people that are open to taking advice, applying it to their own physique. Anything that doesn't apply to their physique, that's fine too. Totally just ignore that. Take what works, ignore what doesn't, and let's just continue to get better, right? We're all trying to get better in our own little ways. I know lots of people that run legitimate steroid cycles responsibly and irresponsibly, and I'm just not going to look like them because I'm not going to take those drugs at those doses, and I'm just going to stay on testosterone as far as my current goals right now. And yeah, and that's just what I'm going to do. So I know what expectations to have. Like I won't have this look like other people necessarily that take other things and more of those things, right? So we got to understand that. So that doesn't mean that their advice is bad for me. I will take what's applicable for me and I'll ignore what's not, what isn't applicable for me. So simple as that. Let's keep winning. Happy Sunday. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm always happy to help. I reply to all the comments. If you have any more in-depth comments, I answer all my DMs on Instagram at I am Tim Walcott. No gatekeeping information. I'm always happy to help anyone for free that wants help. So reach out anytime and don't forget to subscribe.